Lesson 4. La word en. Hello, how are you? Today we go with a tiny little word, the only 2 letters, but que appears everywhere. I talk to you the en. Yes, that same one. So short and so hardworking que if we removed la de language, half conversation would fall to el ground. Let's start with la simplest thing. La word en is a preposition. That is, one de those little words que serve to connect things, to say where something is, when it happens, how we get to some place. It has no gender, it has no plural, it never changes. It is always written el same, it always sounds el same. That is already a gift, no? A word que will never complicate your life with strange conjugations. El first use, el most typical, is to say el place where someone or something is. Imagine la kitchen de your house. Los books are en la table. Las cookies are en el jar. El cat sleeps en la chair. La spoon is en el drawer. Your mom is en el patio. As you see, en works for what is on top de something, inside de something, or simply located en somewhere. We don't worry so much about whether it is above, inside, or attached. We say en and that is it. La phrase los books are en la table de la kitchen can mean que ellos are on la table, stacked, open, whatever. Español is relaxed with this. Notice more examples so que it gets into your ear. I live en Madrid. I work in a bakery. My cousins are en el park. La letter is en el envelope. El money is en el pocket. El bird sings en el tree. La moon shines en el sky. Do you see how en fits in any corner? Big places, small places, open places, closed places. Everything works for le. Now, second use. La word en also helps us talk del time, but not just any moment. Watch out.
We use en mainly with months, with years, with seasons, and sometimes with general times de el day. My brother was born en mayo. We got married en el 2010. In summer, we go to la beach. In winter, it is very cold en las mountains. In la morning, I drink coffee. If you notice, when we talk de el month, we say en mayo, en agosto, en diciembre. When we talk de el year, we say en 1990 and 2025. When we talk de la season, we say en spring and autumn. It is very easy, I promise you. Now, a small warning because it is good to know lo. For los days de la week, Spanish speakers do not usually use en. We do not say en Monday I go to el doctor. We say el Monday I go to el doctor. There we change to el. But as soon as we go up to el month or year, we return to en January, en February, in 2025. A small curiosity so que your ear gets better. Third use, and very nice, la word en also works to say how you move and what you travel. I go to work en bicycle. We arrive at el village en train. My aunt always travels en plane. Los children go to school en bus. El grandfather went down en elevator. As you see, we put en before los means de transportation. En car, en motorcycle, en boat, en helicopter, en subway, en scooter. All en. There is one famous exception que is good to keep in mind. When we go walking, we don't say en pies, we say a pie. I go to el market a foot, but a horseback also with a, curiously. Those two escape. El rest, almost everything takes en. And there are still more little uses que are good to mention because you are going to hearlos everywhere. La word en also serves to say a language en que you speak. Él speaks en español. Ella reads en francés. Él can en italiano. It also serves to say el material or la way en que something is made in phrases like a statue en bronze or a painting painted in oil. And it also serves us to talk de a topic or de a field. Él is expert in mathematics. Ella works in medicine.
Él specialized in history. All the that is en. Do you see how versatile? There are a couple de pairs que are worth mentioning so you don't get confused. Many times, beginners doubt between en and a. Look at la difference with a very simple trick. A usually indicates movement toward a place, direction. En indicates que you are already there, or que it happens there. I go a la school, but I am en la school. I arrive a Madrid, but I live en Madrid. If I am moving toward a destination, a. If I am already still in a place, en. Repeatlo out loud a couple of times and say it sticks with you. Another pair, en and de. Ellos are easily distinguished. La cup de my father is en la table. La cup belongs to my father. That is what de says. La cup is found en la table. That is what en says. Each one has its job. Ellos don't step on each other. I am going to tell you a little story so que you can see la word en working in its element. Don Anselmo is an older man que lives in a little white town en el south de España, in a narrow street en la que it always smells to fresh baked bread. Don Anselmo gets up in the morning, puts on los shoes, puts las keys in el pocket, and goes down to la plaza en bicycle. En la plaza there is a fountain, and in la fountain, in summer, los children put las hands to cool off. Don Anselmo sits on a bench, takes out his book, written in Galician, and reads quietly. In May, when los almond trees are in bloom, his granddaughter Lucia comes to visitlo.
Lucia was born in el 2015 in Buenos Aires and learned to speak in River Plate Spanish, that singing Spanish en el que las E's sound different. When Lucia arrives, Don Anselmo sits la in his lap and tells le stories de cuando él, in his youth, traveled in train all over Europa. In those years, él tells le, everything was done calmly, my life. Lucia listens to law with bright eyes, and in her little head, ella keeps each word like a treasure. Now, a curious fact, because this little word has a nice history. La word en came to us del Latin, the little word que was written exactly el same, in, and que already in Roman times meant more or less lo same thing, inside de, on, en. That is, we have been using lo for at least 2,000 years. Los romanos said lo with an e at el beginning, and with el passing de los centuries, en la mouth de la people, that e kept closing until it became an e. And so, the in we went to en. If you look at other sister languages, en italiano, ellos still say in, en francés, ellos say en like us, en portugués, ellos say em. Ellos all come del same Latin grandfather. Another nice thing, la word en enters in many expressions que you will hear every day. Enseguida means very soon, right now. En cambio is used to contrast two ideas. En realidad is for telling la truth about something. En general is used to talk about something que is almost always true. En fin is that little word we say when we want to end a topic. En broma and en serio, they are opposites. I said lo en broma, I said lo en serio. Estar en las nubes means being distracted. Meterse en un lío means getting into trouble. En un abrir y cerrar de ojos means very fast.
As you see, this preposition sneaks into 1,000 corners del language. It is also good to know something about pronunciation. En Spanish, la N de en often sticks to la following word, especially when la following word starts with B or P. When someone says en Barcelona, sometimes it sounds almost like en Barcelona. Don't be scared. It is something natural in fast speech. Your mouth will do lo by itself with time. Quick summary. Before we say goodbye, la word en is a tiny preposition que never changes and has three main uses. First, to say where something is, en la table, en el yard, en Madrid.
Second, to talk the el time with months, years, and seasons, en mayo, en 2020, en winter. And third, to say how you move, en bicycle, en train, en plane. Remember el trick with its cousin a. A is movement toward a place. En is being there already. And also remember que en comes del Latin in, and que it fills a language with pretty expressions like enseguida, en cambio, and en un abrir y cerrar de ojos. Have a good day, friend, and we will see each other in la next lesson.